Welcome back to the live, boys and girls. Good to see everyone in the chat. How is everyone today? Market's a bit boring today. It is a Sunday. The weekend, the market's always boring. Why? Because institutions are not trading. It's mainly just retail buying, dumping on each other. That's all it is. It's good to see everyone on Zilla, Matt, Miffy, shit. Yo, shit, how you doing, bro? Like from second account. What a real G. Nora, good to see you. Simon, how you doing, buddy? Omar, walaikum salam. Tony, Minato, Martin, how you doing? Happy Nada, good to see everyone. Smooth, good to see you as well, buddy. Better RWA than RWA in returns. Rio has run a lot. Doesn't feel like he'll give more than 10 to 15x. Well, you have to think logically, right? Relio is still under, $100 million in market cap, and it hasn't technically run a lot because you have to think this is more or less for the last 3 months is just been consolidating. So it had obviously had a massive dip, and it was up here before. Anyways, it was $1, dipped a little bit below $1. This was during the August crash, the carry trade crash. Then we went, had a little pump, and then we dumped, maybe because a lot of people took profits, and now we're kind of pumping again. So it hasn't technically run a lot. It is still under $100 million. I think currently the market cap probably around 80 million. And there's no more tokens coming into circulation for a very long time. So that's that aspect of it. And then you have to think logically, right? The Relio is one of the top 10 most talked about altcoins, by every single shiller on Twitter, on YouTube, everywhere in general. It's one of the top 10 most talked about coins. So when RWA takes off, it is very likely to be one of the leading performers, in the RWA sphere. And that's that, it'll be one of the first coins to move. So there could be a scenario where, Relio's pumping. Relio's going to be one of the first movers. So if Relio pumps, does a 3, 4, 5x, whatever, you can take your profits and start putting them into the lower caps. You could also do that, move from one coin to the other. For example, if you make a decent amount on Relio, just go buy 2 lower cap ones. But in terms of better RWA coins, that will give you more returns, I would say CGV. CGV is a good one. Bricken is a good one. What other coins? Prop base will probably give you more returns. Let me think. Probably trade. There's quite a few different ones. Oh, fuck's sake, Mike's not good again. How is it? Okay, now. Let me know if my mic's okay now. I just plugged it in, plugged it back out. Fucking stupid ass mic, bro. It's okay now, yeah? Fucking hell, man. Why does it keep happening? Well, I think the problem is I keep putting my chair over the wire, and the wire probably tripping out. I'm gonna order another one, man. This mic is, I think it's time to get rid of it and buy a better one. I need to buy a wireless one. I think a wireless one will be better. I'll order a new mic today, but fuck it. This mic is a bit awful. Let me put my laptop on charge 1 sec. So you guys probably didn't hear nothing, right? You're right. That's funny. Yeah. So as I was saying, if you're looking at better RWA projects than Relio is one of the top 5. Well, one of the best performing RWA coins because, everyone talks about Relio. If you go look on the top 10 most talked about crypto tokens, on Twitter, Relio is in the top 10 list. So, you could do in a scenario where I would say you could hold Relio because it's going to be one of the first movers. Definitely. Relio will always be one of the first movers because as soon as RWA becomes the main subject, everyone is going to start shitting Relio. And then the lower caps will have a pump afterwards. So it will be Ondo, Relio, some of these, higher caps, for example, prop base. These are the ones that's going to be, first movers. And then the money will flow into the low cap ones. that's when you obviously take advantage by moving your higher caps into lower caps because they'll give you way more money. But there's in terms of better RWA coins, in terms of returns, you can look at prop base, Bricken, CGV, maybe trade. There's quite a few different ones. Let's have a look. Rana, how you doing, brother? Mike's tripping again. Fucking hell. Bro said your mic is bearish. What do you think about Artify? Honestly, I think it's a big gem. It's RWA on C, similar to R trade. Is it? Okay. Artify. RWA on C. That sounds interesting. That does. I've never really heard of this, to be fair. This is interesting. Maybe you found a gem, my friend. Maybe. It's very rare that people find good coins on on a live stream, but you might have found a gem. Let's just have a look into it. So fractionalized blue chip fine art for everyone. Oh, it's very similar to Artifact. My friend, this is quite interesting. This is. I like the sound of this. Yeah, because the global art. A lot of people don't know this, but once you become wealthy, and well, you become really wealthy, not our type of wealthy, but when you become like a billionaire or like a very very multi-millionaire, then ultimately, in order to hedge against inflation, in order to hedge against a recession, what people tend to do is they buy assets where there isn't many in the world, and art is the best for that because there's only one. You can only get one ever drawing of something popular, for example. So then it holds its value. Hence why art is very important. A lot of people are now starting to invest into art because there's a benefit. As your money gets inflated and it loses value, you have to hedge against that inflation. Some people put in gold, some people put in Bitcoin. Art is another good one as well for investments for those guys that some people might be watching be worth billions, millions on the stream. So art is a very good one, and is a good way to loan the money as well. I don't want to talk about that on the stream, but a lot of rich people loan the money through art. You can't track art. You can't transact it. You just that's why it holds its value, and a lot of people do use it for laundering. But this project, so AI, artificial intelligence, so it's AI as well. AI and all the way. This is actually interesting. This is rapidly platform is mission to fractionalize blue chip fine art to everyone. Trading protocol. Why is it talking about AI then? Let's see if they got a docs team. So it looks like a Dubai team. Yeah, it's a Dubai, based in Dubai. So all these guys are based in Dubai. Not a bad coin, my friend. I'll look into this further, but this is interesting coin. How does it work though? Do they have one token or multi tokens? Used NFT marketplace payments rewards store value assets assigned to. But how is this RWA though? Allows the utilize AI. Only thing is for me offers the vesting. Could check out please. What's the vesting like? 14 million. Okay. Let's go on crypto rank. Okay, so let's have a look at the vesting schedule. Damn. Okay, so you have the team will get their tokens in 1 year. That's pretty good. Marketing, they're pretty much almost circulated. Well, not really. Our ecosystem seed guys, they get their tokens in 133 days. So that's 8%. 35% liquidity. Damn, the fuck. And in the public say, oh, the vesting is quite harsh. Let's see what the prices they got it in. Okay, so the IDOs are down significantly, but we don't know what the price for these guys are because they have a big chunk of the supply. That could be an issue. It seems that a lot of tokens on the CUC itself is obviously heavily early investor diluted, but I think a majority of it is early investors. So the way they normally works is if the early investors are down 60-70%, then you could imagine the IDOs are probably, well, the seed guys are probably either broke even or slightly down or broke even or maybe slightly in profits. But it does look like it's very heavily investor diluted. Public holds 25% and they get the tokens within the next 3 months. So this, you could buy this at the end of the year. I think end of the year wouldn't be a bad time to invest into it because the public will be done. Oh, that's not the public holds 1 point. Why does it say 1.2 within? Oh, 25% is unlocked. Well, I'm tripping today, man. There's a lot of early investors, but 10, 10, 20, 30. Yeah, that's too much early investors, bro. I'll be honest. I'll probably skip this one. This could be a trade. What exchanges is it on? Big Get Mexi. They got good exchanges, very good exchanges. Yeah, the problem with this one is it looks like a good token though. It probably will pump, but with a vesting schedule like that, I don't know how sustainable these pumps are going to be. As soon as the IDOs get in profits, they're just going to sell. I probably will skip this one, bro. This is it looks really good, but I would put this in a trade. I think the vesting is too harsh. There's too many early investors as well. Boys, hit the likes. I bought some O and CGV for my girlfriend as a gift. That's a good girl. That's a very good gift. DC, how you doing, brother? G, what about Ondo? I think Ondo is good, Suraj. Ondo is going to be the first mover in the RWA narrative. So, I think this is when Ondo starts pumping aggressively, just know that is an indicator the RWA is going to pump. That should be your trigger point to start buying RWA coins when this starts pumping aggressively. Because if you look back in March, it was just consolidating. It just had an aggressive move from 44 all the way to, just 2-3x. And that is the trigger point where it just done like just over 2x in a very short period of time. That should be your trigger point to know the RWA is going to pump first. You look at the top projects in that narrative, and basically, when they start pumping aggressively, just know the smart money, big money start buying that narrative, and then everyone's going to start talking about them. YouTubers will catch on. Oh, a bunch of RWA AI coins are going parabolic, and then all of a sudden the narrative kicks off. That's how it is. Does Munity have the potential to reach? I think it has the potential, but whether it's going to do it or not is, that's anyone's guess. You have to think, Crown right now is probably $100 million in market cap. So if he reaches Crown's market cap, it's not 100 million anymore. It was 100 million a few days ago, but it must have dumped. But this was 100 million a few days ago. I think it was around 100 million over here. Let's see. Yeah, 103 million just literally a few days ago. So if he reaches the same market cap as even 50 million, 60 million, that's those significant gains for Munity. We're sitting at a 300k market cap. But like I said, don't make Munity anything more than a few percentage of your portfolio, bro. You don't want to do that because I just don't advise it. It's a low cap. Anything could happen to it. If it's 1% of your portfolio, you're not gonna care what happens to it. Is Bybit tier 1 opinion or more? I don't know. It's hard to say because Bybit is, if you look at the volume wise, Fizney, good to see you as well, brother. If you look at volume, I think a few months ago, Bybit had more volume than Coinbase. So you could class it as tier 1, but I don't think people look at Bybit as tier 1 because you have to think a lot of people don't have access to Bybit. A lot of people have access to Coinbase. A lot of people have access to Binance, but not a lot of people don't have access to Bybit. I don't have Bybit because it's restricted in my country. So I would put that as a tier 2. Because if someone gets listed on Bybit, it's not really a massive achievement. If they get listed on Coinbase, Binance, that's when it starts pumping aggressively. But a Bybit listing isn't enough, I think. So I would put it in tier two. I would say is the best tier two behind OKX. OKX and Bybit, they could be classed as tier one as well. But the tier ones are Binance, Coinbase. What other exchanges even out there? FTX used to be on there, but obviously they're no longer around. I would say HTX could be a tier one, possibly Huobi. I think the main ones are Coinbase, Binance, and Crypto.com. I think those are the main ones. Crown could reach 1 billion. I think Crown has the chance to reach 1 billion, yes. I think if enough people share it, and they've got some very good partnerships as well, and it's on Solana. So when Solana does well and gaming takes off, I think Crown will do well. And then the best thing is when Crown does well, we have to think that people are going to look for alternative versions of that project. I'm still searching for an AI project that has 20. Oh, there's plenty of AI projects that can do a 20x, my friend. For example, you could get into alt. This is one of the projects that when I say the top 5 AI coins, this is one of them. If you're looking for a project that has the potential to do 20x, this can easily do a 20x. A 20x will put this approximately under 500 million. And I think that's very possible. I think this project can get close to 1 billion. And if it gets mass adopted by miners, it can go 3 to 5 billion. But it's hard to get adopted by miners. If miners adopt it, you can do very well just because of how good the project is. You're not going to find many projects that is backed and utilized by DAO Technologies, Tencent Cloud, in Lenovo, and is being utilized by the BNB chain. They use them for their storage. These guys use them for the AI agents. Seagate, Tencent Cloud. You got Microsoft, Google giving them grants. These guys have got this much nodes, almost 31,000 nodes across 107 countries. So it's very decentralized. That's why everything runs smoothly. They've got, these are the super nodes run by the institutions. And I think Microsoft has also started using their super nodes. And the nodes are very powerful. It creates a very decentralized environment, and there's no, it's hard to get hacked, hard to get bridged. That's what the benefits of these nodes are. But I think they're going to be releasing they're going to release their data hub very, very soon. I mean, if you look at it in terms of, they've got a proof of patent. They've got 2 US patents. And these guys are a registered company as well. So they can't just rug the project because every single person, in the team is registered. Everything, every detail is registered. It's very unlikely for a project like this to rug, especially when they're doing so much work, especially when they earn so much money. They're just going to keep going. They're going to keep developing the project. As the token gets bigger, appreciate that, my friend C-Sense. Trust, Skillers, how you guys doing? What do I think about the C ecosystem? I think C can do very well, but the only problem with C is there's too much dilution. So I don't know. I haven't looked at the vesting schedule. Let's just look at the vesting schedule real quick, because look, C. A lot of people tend to. What happens is if something's pumping, people start thinking is the next big thing. But then there's going to be a period of time where everyone's going to be talking about another project, and then C is just going to go down because as the unlocks happen, it's going to be very hard for for new buyers to keep coming in. Eventually, the new buyers, run out, and then the dilution and early investors who are up probably a decent amount on their investments. Look how much they're up. What the fuck? They're up 60x on the investment. So then, once early investors are out, once all these new buyers, because everyone's talking about C right now, once that runs out and these guys start getting their tokens in large amounts, what do you think is going to happen? These guys are gonna, make crazy amounts of money. Look how much early investors there is. You have to think logically, right? If these guys are up this much, 56%, whatever, you have to think the IEOs. Why do you think these guys are up? These guys, bro, 300 million has been raised over here. And they're up at least 20, 30, 50, 60x even. I wouldn't even be surprised if they're up 100x because we don't know what price these fuckers got it at. Binance Labs, Circle, Coinbase Ventures, FTX Ventures. These are like the tier one ventures. You can't. They only get into the best projects, but these guys have got significant amounts of gains. So eventually, as the early investors, more buyers run out, these vesting schedule is going to slowly bring this project back down. That's why there's no point aping into it now. On the next unlock is going to be 5.1 billion, which is way higher than what most people want it to be. But let's just look at how much the unlock's going to be by, let's say, the end of next year. It's not too bad actually. To be fair, it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. You're looking at about just an extra like 2 billion unlocked. 2 billion unlocked. Now, obviously, a lot of them will sell off, but most of them will keep it to the bull run. So I would say it's not even that bad. The vesting's not that bad. It probably will do well, yes. But it will dump though. In the short term, it will definitely dump at some point. There's no point buying it now. Just wait for it to go down a bit, then buy it. I think according to LBM, Mexi is tier one, yes. For us guys, Mexi is tier one, yeah. I think Mexi is one of the best tokens for this list. How you doing, DJ, bro? It's good to see you. Are Dojo and Metrics One really backed by the Soul Foundation, better investment than TARS only? TARS is a bit dodgy, bro. I don't really think people should invest into TARS, bro. Let's be honest. I mean, if you look at TARS, just go look on the Twitter. There's a few things wrong with this project. For example, just go look at these guys, right? I think what they've done is all the early investors. If you look at TARS over here, there's a bunch of early investors, and they were up huge amounts. So then I thought, the reason I didn't buy this initially was because you have to think these guys are up 12x on the investment. So you can only think, what these guys are up, the private token sales. So they're probably up huge amounts. If the IEOs are up these much, the private, the seed, whatever, they're going to be up at least, an extra 5, 10x more. So then, you come onto over here, you click in the comment section, and what these guys have done, according to early investors, is they've stolen the tokens from early investors, and they haven't given it to them. So these VCs invested into the token, they made good money, but then they delayed their investments, and then ultimately they just never give their tokens. So they've kind of scammed the VCs, the early investors. So that's the red flag. And another red flag is, and this is what PZP did as well, and it's quite concerning because, realistically, you have to think if a project, if you want a project to do really well, and you've got a lot of funding to pay a lot of KOLs, then why don't you save that money for the bull run? But what these guys have done is they've done it in a bear market for the past 2-3 months. We're not really in a bull market. We're just consolidating and slowly going down. These guys for the past 3 months, they paid so many influencers. They even offered me to show, but I haven't showed it. But there's so many influencers that got paid good money to continuously show this. And it just reminds me of PlayZap because, PlayZap did the same thing. They paid a bunch of influencers to show that token in a bear market. And then since then, it went on a 10-month downtrend. And then eventually it just rugged. You guys can call it a hack or whatever, but that's basically a rug. They're going to migrate the token and no one's going to trust it again. And there could be a scenario where the same thing could happen for this token. The only reason it hasn't dumped is because they stole the money from the early investors. No, early investors didn't have the capability to dump. That's what I was waiting for. But now that they've been scammed, it's very unlikely this will dump. But it's too dodgy. Like if you're gonna put a small amount of money into it, and if it dies, it dies. If it doesn't, then that's fine. But I would never put large amounts of money in this token. There's too many red flags. Well, number one, it seems that they've scammed the early investors, the VCs. That's also a red flag. Number two, they paid a bunch of influencers, so many influencers in a bear market. Where they're going to get the funding now? They're going to have to sell their own tokens now in order to have a second wave of influencer shilling. So it probably will dump. This is why, if you look at it, it always has these aggressive sell-offs. You see this massive sell-off right here? That's a very aggressive sell-off. If you look at the chart for the past 3 months, all he's ever done is just consolidated. This is just pure consolidation. Goes consolidate, it's just going to keep consolidating for a long time, I think. Until maybe we have an alt season, an AI season, and AI coins going parabolic, then it could do okay. But there's a few things wrong with this project, and I personally, because there's so many options, you don't have to buy every project. I would rather put my money, if I'm going to put a decent amount in a token, I would probably avoid this token. But Matrix 1 is not too bad. It's like a little bit of gaming NPCs for games, but Dojo just looks like a scam. I would never buy Dojo. Yeah, AI Tech, AGI, or Sensei, all of them will do 20x from here minimum. Why cryptos do everyone altcoin genuine YouTubers? Crypto. I don't even know. I don't watch any of those guys, but I don't even know who Crypto Zoo is, and I don't know who everything altcoin is either, my friend. So I don't know. What is the process you implement to find an low cap gem, like alt as an example? Okay, so the first thing you have to look for is, if you see a token, for example, let's look at alt, right? Or from first glance, a lot of people will probably be thrown off because of the vestness, the fully diluted looks a bit unhealthy. It's probably just under 10x dilution. But then I would say the most important thing is to look at the vesting schedule. I think that's very important, because you could look at a project like this and think the vesting schedule is harsh, but then in reality, this has a very good vesting schedule. So then, you don't want to do where, there's a lot of people who faded AGI in the initial pump in November because the market cap and the fully diluted looked horrible. So a lot of people faded it. But then if you look at the vesting schedule for AGI is extended for years. So you're not going to see a bunch of that token in circulation for a very long time. That's why it has a good vesting schedule. But then you look at other tokens where the vesting schedule is very harsh. For example, Karate Combat. If you look at Karate Combat, you have to look at where all the tokens are allocated. This is one of the worst vesting schedules, I'll say, you can probably buy. I mean, the market cap is already high, 20 million. But then just look at how many people are getting their tokens consistently every single day. They're all linear for the next 2 years. So for the likely chance of this doing very well is very unlikely, because you have the team holding 30% of the supply. You got the early investors holding 30%. That's already almost 70%. Then you got the KC contributors, public sale. These are all early investors. Angel, founder round, early investors, advisors. These are all early investors. So then if you look at it in general, almost 90% of the supply is in the hands of early investors. So this is the type of tokens you don't even want to touch. The same thing with Neon. They have, heavily early investor diluted. That's the one thing that you should avoid. If the token has more than 20%, I would say, in early investors, I would avoid that token. Because then, as soon as the thing with these VCs and these early investors is they don't have any attachment to the projects. They don't care. They invested in so many different tokens. Is that as soon as it pumps and they make a decent amount of money, they're out and they'll move on to the next token. So it's very unlikely for them to keep their tokens, throughout the years. Very unlikely. They'll just dump it every opportunity they get. So then what happens is You have the couple of months, maybe a month, for example, if AI pumps, they will pump for a couple of months, but then it will dump just as aggressively. But the problem with something like karate combat is that the narrative is very weak. It's in the entertainment narrative. So then you put two and two together, a weak narrative, and 90% of the supply is in the hands of early investors. You have to avoid these type of tokens. Why? Because there's better places to put your money. And you have to think, do this project need a crypto project? Because a lot of projects don't even need the blockchain, they don't need the crypto. And you have to think, is this a money grab? So for example, karate is a legit business outside of crypto. They don't need the crypto token. They just use it for the betting side. That's it. So you can use your karate combats to place bets on the fighters, the fights. But if they don't have that, who cares? It makes no difference to the project. If this rugs, the token rugs, karate combat outside of this is still going to be around. They're still going to have fights. There's still going to be people watching their fights, paying tickets. This is just another way to have like another audience involved in karate combat. The crypto audience, and eventually, as the token potentially gets bigger or more people talk about it, I look at it as like a good promotion coming through crypto. That's why I don't like this project. So then you have to look: is the team doxed? What's the token utility? Token utility is a lot of people don't even consider it, but it's very important. There's so many tokens that have that are good fundamentally, but then they don't have no token utility. So people don't have no incentive to hold a token unless it's just holding a token because you think it's going to do well. But token utility brings a massive value for the project. If people are utilizing the chain, token utility plays a big factor. For example, ZF provides a token utility where if you buy, you get a little bit back in return. So it's swap to earn. That's a good token utility. I look at it as it's a good feature. That's the type of stuff you need, that makes a project stand out. Is Ionet a firm deep in narrative which I think more returns? You could buy Desync just because Alex Becker will talk about it, so he will definitely pump for sure. I think that he will definitely pump. The problem with that is you have to think, right? Is short term. There's no dark scene behind it. There's no is I don't know. There's too many projects like Desync. There's actually too many projects you have. I think most of the AI coins recently that come out, during the previous AI hype, they all look the same. They got a website. They offer deepin, deepin features. They don't have a docs team. They have 100% of circulation. There's quite a few. Node AI, Asana. There's quite a few different ones. So the reason Desync will pump because of Alex Becker. That's it. Otherwise, I don't think anyone would have cared about that project. What's my personal target for tech? And I think tech will do minimum. I think both of them will do minimum of 20x from here. Well, Naka has pumped a little bit, but if you can get Naka under $1, I think you'll do it 20x. I think Tectum will do minimum of 20x. You can even do a 50x, depending on what price you bought it. I don't think 50x from here. You can probably get like a 30x from here. But if you got in like a month ago when I was telling you guys to buy a $4.5, $5, you can easily get a 50x easily. Listen, guys, I know you guys are spamming, but I'm not going to talk about the same tokens I talk about every single live stream, but it gets a bit boring. So if I skip your comments, just know that you're asking the same questions over and over again every single live stream. So I'm just going to skip. What do you say? Great news for Chirpley just now. At the recent summit, where was it? Announcement awarded. Okay, so RMA announced as Sensei, lead of AI replicas. Who are these guys? Well, who gives a fuck about this? These guys got 5K subscribers. Who even are they? I thought they won like a real award. I don't really look at this as good news, to be honest, but I like stuff like this when they do like these quests. Win 10K. But the people make good money off this is I think is a good thing to do. I don't really look at that as that great of a news, but I don't even know what that company is. And but the more partnerships they do, the better it is, anyways. It's part of good investment. Parcel is not a good investment, bro. It will do well, but the vesting is a bit harsh for next year. What do you think about DEAI? Tau is going to be the leader. They compared DAI to Tau mini brother. Yeah, because people look as Tau as the Bitcoin, and you could look at DEAI as the you could look at DEAI as the Ethereum of the AI sphere, because you can use these guys to build on it. That's all it is. I would say it's a good token, yes. I think I would say it's a good token, but you missed the boat now. $50 million in market cap, bro. I wouldn't touch it now. In terms of market cap, it went to 100 million initially and then just dumped to shits. And then recently had a good pump. But I think you've missed the ball with this one, my friend. I wouldn't touch it now. It's too late. 50 million is way too high. And they don't really have the best exchanges, bro. Mexi only. Mexi and Gate.io. I doubt they'll pay for it anymore. They've already probably paid. I don't even think they pay with real money. They pay with tokens to these exchanges. Natix is okay. I think Natix can do okay, Zilla. Natix can do okay. I think it's definitely a concern, blockchain. I think it's definitely a concern. I mean, I actually like TARS. I think TARS would have done all right, but there's just too many red flags, bro. It just the number one thing was when they paid a bunch of KOLs to show in the bear market. That's one red flag, because then what that means is all the money they just spent to pay these KOLs, they're probably going to sell off to make it back, and there's going to be a slow grind down throughout the months. That's always going to be a red flag. And then at the same time, they just stole all of the fucking VCs' monies. That's another red flag, all the early investors' money. I'm planning to go to UAE, yes, T13. I'm actually planning to go there. UAE just basically got rid of tax for every single crypto exchange. Well, transaction, which is solid. Titan X. What is Titan X? Let's have a look. I've never heard of this one. I hope this is not a shit meme coin, bro. The one that where they have unlimited supply, you stake and you earn crazy amounts of tokens. Titan X. What is this? So already it has a mint function. So that's a concern. I don't know what the market cap is, but what is this? Create your virtual mine. Oh, so it's a mining thing. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this project unless it looks a bit degen, bro. I don't even know. There's nothing on the team. Yeah, I don't like buying projects like this, but it's just too dodgy. I wouldn't trust anything like this in crypto, especially. If you could buy only one AI coin, what would it be? Mid risk, high risk? Give one. I would buy. If it was low risk, I would put AGI. I think AGI has the potential to do really well. AGI was also using. I think they provided AI agents or some sort of transaction with Coinbase, so they were helping Coinbase or something. That's massive. And then they've got their AGI is heavily backed. You don't just get grants from Google, Microsoft, Nvidia by being a scam. I think AGI has the potential to be a blue chip. I think Lucy is a very good technology. If I put it into mid risk, I'll put Alt. I think Alt has the potential to do very well, and it's not too risky either. It's very unlikely that Alt will rug in the bull run. I think they will extend it. I think Alt will be around for a decent amount of time. I think. And then high risk, you just put Sensei in there. I think Sensei is a good high risk token. Did you see Bitcoin Dominance did an hour vid on Sensei? BDP. I've never. I don't know who that is, and I don't think I've seen it. No. Is that the guy that made is it a guy that does the reviews, like the long reviews? I haven't seen it. No. I'm aware of his channel though. What did he say, Dicing? I haven't watched the video. No. ATR is pretty good, Doctor. I think it's pretty good. Zero line interest in multi DeFi protocol on different chains. I'm not too bullish on DeFi, to be honest with you, my friend. If it's interesting, Crypto Zoo has a wicked giraffe. What do you mean it has a wicked giraffe? Wicked giraffe. Why is he from Africa or something? Is that why he's got a giraffe? Softflex, how you doing, bro? You'll get one more pullback by the end of the year, my friend. Trust me. You'll get a pullback instantly when Israel attacks Iran. Instantly. Any dual narrative tokens which actually pumps during different narratives? I don't think many tokens actually pump with both narratives. There's quite a few different dual narrative tokens, but they kind of get categorized in one narrative. So it's very unlikely they're going to pump for both narratives. It's going to be very hard. That would actually be crazy though. If you can get a token that pumps with like AI or RWA or AI and gaming, I think maybe Jewel does pump with AI. I'm not too sure. Maybe Jewel can pump with AI. I don't know. I think Jewel maybe pumps with gaming more likely. There's a lot of different tokens that pump. For example, AGI was gaming and AI, but it didn't pump with gaming pumped. It pumped when AI pumped. So there's different Jewel tokens, but then they only pump with either or. They don't pump with both. Why you had 22, 23 to buy? You didn't get this thing praying for one more pullback. 2 years ago, you had. Yeah, a lot of people were scared to buy during the FTX crash, though, to be honest. I'm quite confident with. The thing is, with Polytrader, I don't know about the team, bro. I don't really trust the Indian teams, to be honest with you. I don't really trust them because PlayZap was an Indian team they rugged. There's been quite a few. What's the other one? The racing one. All Games was the same team. The Fabwell team was Indian as well. They rugged, and they launched All Games. But look at All Games now. It looks rugged as well. All Game looks really bad. Look at that. It looks quite bad, and no one really talks about it anymore. That's the thing. And let me see if they're still working. Because if they're still working, then you can't really class it as rugged. Yeah, it seems they're still developing. That's good though. Get ready for the race together. Will be featured. Oh, so it's coming out on Google Play. Not bad. You challenged me to your fight in karate combat. You were not the same weight, bro. So not gonna lie, I'll probably beat you up still. I don't think you've ever been in a fight in your life, Softflex, or have you? When do we find out if you have a soft landing? Well, generally you find out which landing you have. You generally find out which landing you have, I would say, after the third rate cut. So after the third rate cut, you generally find out. By that time, you find out if the Fed has pushed the economy too far, or if they've done enough, if the rate cuts is enough. Because yes, they cut rates now, but then you gotta understand everything is a lagging indicator, and a lot of the stuff gets manipulated in an election year. So then, after the election, let's say Trump wins, there's a very likely chance the Democrats are going to fuck up the economy and start bringing out the real unemployment data, because now they will manipulate the data to make themselves look good. So then, people that vote think the economy is doing better than it is. And then if they lose, then they're gonna fuck up everything. But if they win, then it's very unlikely that unemployment is going to be an issue unless they start revising the data again. Because look, if you look at it, these guys lie about the data when 800 million jobs out of the 1.2 they said has been revised. They said that throughout the last year they've revised 800 million jobs. So they've said it is this much, and then 2 weeks later, oh, it wasn't that much, it's this much. That's what they've done throughout the entire year. So they're just 2 weeks later, they're going to revise the data again. Maybe after the election, I think. It depends what you want with your portfolio, buddy. It all depends on how many X's you want. So you have to think half of your portfolio is Casper, and Casper's only going to do a 5x, 10x max. That's it. So then you have to think, if the rest of your portfolio does a 30x, then your overall portfolio will probably do a 20x in general. So, it's going to be hard to say. But I think that's not a bad portfolio. Obviously you got a less risk tolerance if you're going almost 50% Casper. A YouTuber said Sensei is risky long term because it is focused on social media and community. Hypes can change quickly. I don't know what he's talking about. How is Sensei focused on social media? What the fuck does that even mean? That makes absolutely no sense. But Sensei has a real product that people utilize. So I don't know what they mean by it focused on social media. That generally makes no sense. Overkill, how you doing, bro? If you have just 15K, would you advise to invest all in this bull run or only invest what you can afford to lose, my friend? So if you got 15K, keep some money in your bank and then invest the rest. So that's not a bad idea, but I don't really watch anyone, but I have seen I seen his I've seen his alt stuff. He does the deep dives as he goes along. So you have to think, right? The guy hasn't looked into the project properly. He's doing it as he goes along. So, for example, when I do a video, when I look at a coin, I look at it on a basic level. He obviously goes through the white paper on one video. So there's a difference. For example, he didn't know about the tokenomics of alt and all the tokens being unlocked, even though it clearly tells you in the white paper and stuff. But he does it as it goes along. Whereas if you do research outside of the videos, then you can look into a project a lot deeper. So when he looks into Sensei, I'm assuming he's looking at it as he goes along. That's probably what he's doing. Would I not touch? I think AI tech hasn't really pumped too much. I'll still touch AI tech, of course. But if you're going to pick one, if you're going to go for less risk, you rather go into AGI than AI tech. Bro, please stop spamming, bro. I would sell at least 25% of the Casper. Yeah, Casper is weird, bro. I don't really like Casper, to be honest. Yo, blockchain, that's funny. What other layer ones are my favorite? I like I like Injective. I like C. I like Sui as well. I think Sui can do well. I like Avalanche will do okay. I like all is also a layer one. I like Tecton. I think Tecton is my favorite layer one, even though they don't have the SDKs, but that'll be live at the end of the year. I think those will probably be my favorite. I think people will start building on Tectum just because of how fast it is. Bullish on TARS, no. Just rewind the live stream like 20 minutes. I talk about TARS and why I don't like it, my friend. Literally, probably like rewind like 20 minutes. I think I already talked about it. Truth got hacked accidentally or purpose. I don't really know. It's hard to tell. With Truth, it's hard because they. I think they cleaned 5 million of them, which is quite scary. My friend, I would never keep everything on Mex. The only thing I like to do is, bro, just keep it on Trust Wallet or something. Why do you need to keep it on an exchange? Just put it on Trust Wallet, bro. Just pay the little bit of gas fees. You're better off doing that than if an exchange goes down, you lose everything, anyways. Polytrade seed round up. They are up, but then it's mostly in circulation, I think. Polytrade is mostly in circulation. So it's not really that much of an issue. Well, the seed guys are up 14x. Yeah, the seed guys are up 14x. But then you gotta think they only raised 300k. They didn't raise too much, so it's not like they have millions. They only have 300k to sell, which they probably already sold a long time ago. And you have to look at the. Let me go on Chain Broker. It doesn't really tell you here, but I can assume. Look, Polytrade is the old token. It's been around since last cycle, bro. So it's already been kind of tested. It's very unlikely to rug now. They've already been through one cycle and they're doing very well this cycle. Yeah, so it looks like the calculated market cap might be a bit higher. So they have unlocks, very few unlocks. If you look at it now, I think most of them have already got the tokens. If you look at it, the next unlock is in 44 days in November, and it's for this much. And then after that, there's another unlock. Well, there's two unlocks, 1.2 million, and then after that, the next one is what the fuck, bro? Why is it not moving over? The next one's in February, and then after that, the next one's in May, and the next one's in August. So there's very few unlock left in this. I think all the early investors have already left. You guys can see, most of them have already got out. That's why I think the unlocks don't really matter too much for this because it's very few, and they're spread over multiple years. It's going to end at the, middle of 2026. So the unlocks are not heavy for this at all. That's why I think all of them have already have their tokens unlocked. So I don't think it matters anymore. You have to think this is an old token, my friend. Where's it gone? Polytrade has been around for a very long time. Where's trade on here? Since last cycle. So you would assume by now most of the tokens probably have, at least the early investors have already got the tokens. It's been around since 2021, my friend. So, but if you got Polytrade around here, you would have been loving life. I've already knocked out. Yo, why are you knocking out drunk people for? I don't think it matters how much you bench. The third rate cut is going to be in December, my friend. That's when you find out. Well, sometimes it takes longer, bro. That's the thing. Like for a business cycle to come to an end, it could take years, bro. That's the thing. And generally, at the end of the business cycle, it could, it always, most of the time, it ends in a recession. It's very likely the business cycle, if you look at most business cycles, they've ended it with a hard landing, bro. So there could be a scenario where they push it till at the end of next year. There could be that scenario. They could delay it by just keep printing, and eventually everything will collapse, drastically. But let's see what happens now. It seems the best narrative is around AI meme coins based on Dune data. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. AI and meme coins, but the problem with meme coins is there's like 1,000 launching every day. So for you to catch the right one, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. My background, I studied architecture, bro. I didn't even study macros. Macros is just something you learn because it's important to crypto, so you have to learn macros. A lot of YouTubers tend to fade macros because they think it doesn't matter, but it does matter a lot. Like macros plays a massive part. Right now, the entire crypto market is based on macros. And whatever happens in the macro world dictates how the market moves. Why? Because you have to use the brain, right? The more institutions that's in crypto, the more the more they're likely to trade the news. So if the news comes in bearish, they'll sell off. The ETS will sell off. If the news comes in bullish, they're likely to buy. So it plays a massive role. In macros plays a massive role, my friend. What's the best time to accumulate Sensei? And I think well, you've already missed the chance to accumulate all of them. You've missed the chance to accumulate Sensei, and you've missed your chance to accumulate AGI. They've already pumped too much now. You have to wait for a pullback. Sensei, I would say grab an initial bag so you don't miss the boat. But like I've been talking about Sensei for like 4 months now, bro. 4 or 5 months, I think. Been talking about it for a very long time. We was buying this at like 0.007. So now it's probably up like almost 3x. What do I think about GLQ? I think GLQ has good potential. It's already ran too much. I personally would invest into other projects, but if you've been holding, GLQ, I hold GLQ in my portfolio. I have a moon bag of GLQ. I'm not going to sell it to the bull run, but if you're going to go buy it now, I would advise you to buy other tokens. For me, GLQ done like a 50x, bro. So like you've kind of already missed the boat on GLQ, unless you want a 10x, maybe pushing a 20x max. That's all GLQ is going to do now. If you want to get the crazy gains, go look for the newer projects because that's where all the money is going to flow into. Everyone knows about GLQ now. Everyone knows about AGI, AI Tech, all the other ones, AGIX, Fetch, all of them. Everyone knows about those now. They will pump, and then all the money will flow into the new tokens that haven't pumped yet, that no one knows about. That's where most people's interests are going to go into because people always want the new shiny gem. So, GLQ has been around, bro. It's very unlikely to outperform Sensei or so I would rather put my money somewhere else. Is IK worth it if 5K to throw in? The fuck is IK, bro? I don't even know what that is. $5K build AI deep in. Oh, this project. This looked interesting, to be fair. Definitely looked interesting. So they got a Menacore brand, which is big. It's okay. It's not too bad. It seems they have a docs team as well. I don't think this is a bad token. It'll probably do okay. Yes, it's a brand new token as well. It's probably on the best exchanges already. What the fuck is only on Mexi? What's the market cap of this then? 17 million. And the fully diluted is 200 million. So let's have a look at the vesting schedule. I think I already looked into this and the vesting schedule was too harsh from my memories. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this, bro. What the fuck? Look how much people are getting their tokens every single day until the end of the bull run. I would avoid this, bro. The good token looks good, but it's just too much early investors. I would avoid it. I'm not too sure, bro. I don't really care about meme coins, to be honest with you, bro. I don't really like doing price predictions, nor do I care about meme coins. I just got Maniki, bro. That's it. Like, it's better to hold at least one meme coin. You can hold any one you want, bro. It doesn't really matter. Hoppy, Fifi. Fifi is one that was called in my VIP group because a few of the people, that was basically on the team of Fifi was obviously in my VIP group. And they got this at like extraordinary low market cap. So it's probably like a few 100K a market cap when they call this. Okay, now it's at 6 million. This done very good gains for the VIP group. They've recently called another one. I forgot what it was called, but it done like a 20x. It was called G something. Let me have a look. Let me see what the name was. I don't really run the meme coin section in my VIP group. I have very competent people on there, and the one they called was called G Grog or some shit. Groggo. It done like a boy. It called it 80. I think it was 80K market cap when they called it, and it ran up all the way to like 2 million. So that's at least 20x, bro. Done very, very well. Yeah, 15x in the last 24 hours. So yeah. What do you think about Mavia? Binance funded it. Mavia is okay as well, Fats. Mavia is okay. I think it will do okay. I think it will do well. Nero is probably a meme coin. I don't really like the stream. Yeah, boys like the stream. I know it takes you guys 2 seconds to like a stream, but you guys don't know how much the likes does to the channel. I think it pushes in the algorithms. Very good. Beam, how you doing, brother? Yeah, look, I don't really want to go down that path, but there's a lot of people don't tend to trust Indian teams just because of how their reputation is. So many projects that's has an Indian team they tend to rug. That's just how it is, bro. Like has nothing against the people. It's just how the project is, bro. You look at the end of the day, it's your money, bro. You guys do what you want, but 5-10 coins in each category. I'll do a live stream for that, Smooth. I'll do a live stream for that. I'll make a live stream for that. I've already kind of done it before. I need to make an updated one. Monad looks okay as well, yeah. Zelex is okay as well. Zelex is okay, but it's degen though. Zelex is very degen. How much safe projects? I would put like 10%. That's it. Skid mark. I would put 10%. So you have to think like pick a project that can do a 10x. If you got a 100K portfolio, do a project that can do a 10x. So if the rest of your projects all rug, you can at least make your 100K back off that 10K you put in, and then everything. But what are the chances of everything rugging? Very, very unlikely. So then you get that safety net, and then everything else will do very well. Then overall your portfolio will do well as well. BF, how you doing, brother? It's very good to see you as well. I would still keep 10% cash, bro. Do you see a sell-off post-election before end of the? I think so. Yeah, I think if Trump wins, then they're gonna start manipulating the data and stuff, and I think they'll fuck up the economy on purpose because they're no longer have to deal with it, but someone else will deal with it, and Trump will deal with it at least, and it will sell off. And if this is the thing, right? If Trump wins, they're gonna manipulate the data, but then if the Democrats win, people are gonna get scared and sell off anyways, because everyone knows that Kamala Harris, these guys are like warmongers. They love war. They don't care about the lives of people. They just want to make their money and just fuck off. So they'll do wars, they'll do whatever because they get controlled by others, and they're not going to be the ones to. They're probably going to start a bunch of wars against Iran. It's gonna be like a whole collapse, bro. So if they win, it's bad for crypto anyways because people will get scared and sell off. And then if Trump wins, it's very likely they're going to start manipulating the unemployment data, and then people are going to get scared. So I do think a sell-off is going to happen. There's too many factors now to go all in now because you got the Japan carry trade, the new Japanese president, is hawkish. They want to raise interest rates, and that leads to carry trade 2.0. That could lead to at least a 15% drop in Bitcoin at least. The last time it dropped a decent amount. So it could do a 10-15% drop, which is enough to get us very good discounts. You got the war happening. If the war actually happens where Iran and Israel go to war, and United States comes into to back Israel, that will cause another collapse in the economy because what's going to happen is if they go to war, Iran is just going to shut every single oil facility in the Middle East. They will not allow a single drop of oil to leave the Middle East. And that, what do you think is going to happen to the people in the West? It's going to fuck up the whole economy. Oil price is going to go through the roof. Gas price is going to go through the roof. It's not something that we want realistically, bro. I would rather avoid that war, bro. I would rather avoid it and keep that 10% cash as well, BF, because there's going to be other projects we're going to buy as well. Our portfolio is not yet complete. We're going to buy one more RWA coin and one more AI coin. So this is why I decided to keep cash aside, not only for the dip, but also for new projects. There's so many projects that's going to launch very soon. They delayed it because they're in the bear market, but towards the end of the year, they're probably going to launch, and they're going to be very good buying opportunities within a month or two after they launch, and we can buy them. That's why cash is always going to be good to keep. You can do trades, you can do a bunch of other things. If you're 100% in cash and the market dips some unknown reason, what are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and just feel like shit. The same way the August crash. No one expected that August crash. I did, but majority of the market didn't. You know, the Japan carry trade. A lot of people wasn't even aware of that happening. People who don't look at macros, they only look at charts. But the charts didn't predict that, did it? They said, well, this is why there's black swan events. You can call it as like a black swan event. You know, you have to look, if you don't understand macros, you don't even look at that type of stuff. You know, the Japan was giving out basically free money. They were giving out free money as soon as they raise interest rates. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to cause a collapse. Everything's going to sell off. They have to pay that back. That's how it is. One coin in each category for the bull run. I would say for the gaming side, you know, you'd rather be a bit more degen. I would go OTK. For layer ones, I'll go with Tectum. For AI, I'll go with either Alt or Sensei, either one. You can go 50-50 actually. For gaming, for safety net, I'll go for NAC. Or actually, no. I'll go for RWA, I'll go for Relio. That's like a good everything else is just trade. Everything else you just trade. You don't need to buy every single category. Just buy the best narratives, which is AI, Deepin, and RWA and gaming. Those are the best narratives. You don't need to buy an entertainment. Those narratives run for like 2 weeks and then people forget about them. Proof of work runs for like 2 weeks, people forget about them. Everything else, layer ones do all right. That's where we get Tectum. Do you think TET as a layer one or layer two special for Bitcoin due to the soft nodes, or is it going to be a dual pump? I think Tectum can pump with both. I do think Tectum will pump as a layer one, but it can also pump as a layer two to Bitcoin. If the BRC20 narrative takes off, I do think Tectum can pump with that narrative as well. It'll pump with both, I think. It'll pump throughout because people like layer ones. As the market gets bullish, the entire market pumps. Most projects pump. You know, don't get disheartened if something don't pump. For example, when AI is pumping recently, or didn't pump till later on. But a lot of people thought there's something wrong with the project. There's nothing wrong with the project. The newer projects, no one knows about them. You have to give it time for people to slowly catch on in order for them to pump. Now, alt tends to pump with the market. When the market gets bullish, alt pumps. When the market gets bearish, alt dumps. That's just how it is, bro. You can't get disheartened until the narrative takes off. So when AI becomes the main narrative and alt and Sensei don't pump, throughout that 2 months, then I would be like, there's something wrong with the project. Then you can say there's something wrong with the project, but you can't say because the entire market pumping and they're not pumping that they're rugs or they're scams. It's just stupid to do that. I don't see a Discord talk chat about Alexa. Yeah, because Alexa is just a gaming coin, but that's why I don't really like talking about too many gaming coins. But yeah, I think Alexa will do well as well. There's nothing wrong with Alexa, bro. The reason people don't like Alexa is because of the fucking Lit Labs bullshit they caused. That's the only reason people don't like Alexa games. But I think it can do okay. I think it can do okay. Just let it sell off more, bro. Like it looks like he's gonna bottom out soon, but I don't think it's bottomed out just yet. Just let it bottom out. Let it hold this. If it holds these regions for a decent amount of time, then it'll do okay. I think it'll do well. Yeah, OTK is like a mini Naka, you could say. They have very easy to play games. Yes. My Patreon is sold out, my friend. Yes, it is sold out. Times the meme coin. Is OTK a good buy now? Well, now that plays up scan, I think more money will flow into OTK because this is the only alternative to that narrative. There was Play Vemba that hasn't launched for a long time. It was supposed to launch. They're probably going to launch in a bull run. It's just going to be shit. But you could potentially wait. You could potentially wait, Andy, unless you want to grab like a small initial bag now, so you don't miss the train. But this will probably come down to around, just two. It could probably come around to the lower half of 2 cents, 2.5, 2.2, 2.3, around those regions. Is not a bad time to buy. It's up to you, but what you want to do depends what you want to do. Do you think Naka can store 50 to 20x as already done? Yeah, bro. Listen, it doesn't matter what a project does in a bear market. You probably missed the boat on Naka, but it's very likely that Naka will still perform well when the gaming narrative takes off. You kind of know when the market gets bullish, this tends to pump with the market. So if you look at it here, it came down to the low 60s and pumped every single time the market got bullish. So it does pump with the market, and that's a good sign, especially with the old token, because this token's been around for a long time. It has to pump with the market. If it was a new token, and then I would give it a pass. But if a token's been around for a decent amount of time, for like at least 2 years, a year and a half, it has to pump when the Bitcoin gets bullish. If it doesn't, it means there's no interest in the project. How am I feeling short term? It's hard to say, bro, because if you guys follow the news, Iran has closed. Hold on, news. Iran has closed its airspace. What that tends to mean is, if Iran closes airspace, there's a high likely chance that they're probably going to get attacked soon, or they're getting ready for war. I think the most likely chance is that they're most likely going to get hit back by Israel, and then when that happens, Iran will retaliate, and it's just going to be. I think the market will be bearish. That's all the thing that matters. This is, the only factor that I would say is holding the market back from pumping this. And because now unemployment is coming 4.1%, is trending lower, is a good sign. But then bonds and stuff are going up, which is not really healthy, because if bonds and the dollar goes up, what happens to risk assets? They get sold off. So you see Bitcoin now slowly going higher. It's probably just going to grab the liquidity a little bit higher up. But then if you look at the dollar has had a massive pump, and it's most likely going to go higher now, because as the US economy goes higher, the dollar goes higher and bonds do well as well. That's why if you look at the 10 year, the 2 years, it's been doing very well. 10 years bounced, the 2 years bounced. And if this gets inverted again, then that's most likely going to guarantee a recession. This is why it's very important. This is why the 50 basis points is bearish. 50 basis point rate cut initially is bearish, but everything seems to be doing okay right now. Just consolidating. Let's see what Bitcoin does tomorrow. If it's pumping now, is most likely, it's hard to say, but with the war headwinds ahead of us, it's very unlikely. People compare it. People compare it to the Russia and Ukraine war, but the Russia and Ukraine war didn't really isn't on the same scale as the Iran and Israel war, because Iran said, if we go to war, there won't be a single drop of oil leaving the Middle East, which could cause an economic crisis. Ukraine and Russia go into war, it doesn't really cause nothing. It just causes a few countries in Europe to get fucked up with the gas, like Germany. That's probably why Germany sold all their Bitcoin, because they got pressure so bad they probably needed the money. Yeah, I would say so. T13, yeah, max 10x for that project. What's the best time to accumulate AI taken on? They both already pumped a little bit. I think, look, there is no such thing as the best time to accumulate, because it all depends on how Bitcoin behaves. The best thing to do, my friend, is just slowly DCA. If you don't have a position in any of them, all is still at 12 cents. Don't look at it over here when it went down to 7 cents. It might go down there again. It might go down to 10 cents. But if you don't have anything in the coin, just grab a small initial bag in all the coins, so you don't miss and you don't feel the FOMO. If the market goes higher now, if you got something in there, you'll feel good. But then if it goes lower, at least you'll feel good because you can buy more. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you got something in there, you don't feel the FOMO when it goes up, and then when it comes down, you're ready to buy more. So just grab an initial position in all the coins, my friend. Do not wait for the perfect price. Grab something, because you don't want to miss the boat. You don't know what these market makers are going to do tomorrow, the day after, the next week. No one knows. So the best thing to do is grab an initial position in everything, bro. And if it goes down, you buy more. If it goes up, then at least you have something in there. You haven't missed the boat completely. That's just how it is, bro. Satoshi, how you doing, bro? Next year, my wife and I will be married for 20 years. Congratulations, my friend. That's a very long time. That's very good. That is. Make some good money this bull run. It would be nice anniversary. Of course, my friend. I will still be here in the bull run. Helping you guys move narrative to narrative. It's not just going to be the VIP group. I'll help you guys as well. Yeah, it was Groggo. That's what it was. You faded that shit. Bro, I think Hoof called it at he called it at 80K and he went on to do like a few million, which is decent. That's good gains. I think 2026 will 100% be bearish, bro. I think sometimes these recessions, look, the yield curve on inverting is guaranteed a recession. We just don't know when it's going to happen. So then you have to think, if it doesn't happen this year, the next couple of months, it will happen in 2026, 100%, because it takes one to 1 year for the recession to basically come into play. So if it doesn't happen in the next couple of months, where they get some fear of a recession, then the rest of it will happen next year, 2026, end of 2025, 100%, and that will be the end of the bear market or the end of the bull run. Crypto God, how you doing, bro? Sensei is fire. Sensei is doing very good, my friend, and is a legit token as well. It's not like they're gonna rug it or anything. I think the team's legit. The docs. There's no early investors to dump on you. It's fair launched. There's a lot of good things about Sensei, and it's quite unique as well in terms of the price, in terms of the product. Product's unique, and there's not many projects that's $5 million in market cap with a working product. That's something that a lot of people tend to overlook. Is you did look how many tokens there is. Most of them don't even have a product out yet. They don't have a product. It's just a concept. They're gonna release the product sometime in the year, later on. At least it has something. That's why America is pushing Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. That makes sense to be fair. Macros and the world climate is a huge mess. It's a massive mess, bro. It's like in a blink of it. It's like a massive bubble that probably will probably pop at some point. Lex, you're very late, my friend. Which RWA project has real backing like I think Relio has real backing like Relio is actually backed by a few big institutions and they've given them millions to develop the project. There you are, Russ. How you doing, bro? Yeah, Naka will do very well, Professor. It will do very well, in my opinion. Or bottom in November. I'm ready for. I think we'll bottom in November. To be honest, I think that'll be a good time to buy. Anissa, how are you doing? Truth bottomed out. I wouldn't touch Truth right now, bro. I would not touch it. It got hacked recently, so I wouldn't touch it. 10 million, damn. Is that a sensei you're talking about? I agree with you, my friend Namad. I think based AI will do very well. I do like based AI, and I think it has the potential to do very well. I think based AI. If the market cap wasn't so high, I would actually buy it myself. But I'm gonna wait till their stuff goes live, and then I'll buy based AI. I think it can still do well. Even in the short term, it will do okay. They just need to get a few more exchange listings, but their tech is fundamentally better than Tower as well. The tech is way better. If someone's Patreon doesn't auto renew, would you let them back in if they ask nicely or they fucked? Well, if your shit don't auto renew, then I don't know, bro. Like, I tend to give people a chance, but if they take the piss, like for example, there was one guy, his shit didn't auto renew, and then he said, "Oh, I canceled this shit," and he goes, "I'll do it again." I left the spot open, and then, bro, within like, I think it was like 3-4 hours, 2 new people joined instantly, and he lost his spot, bro. I told him, "Do it now. I have it open. It's gonna go." And the guy said, "I'll do it," and then he didn't even done it, and he just went, bro, and he lost his spot. That's it. So if your shit don't auto renew, it's better you message me, bro. Because if you don't message me and I'll find out myself, I'll insta kick you. The people that that go out their way to do, because I don't really check it. I check it once. I don't even really, to be honest, I don't even really check. I check it very rarely, and then when I check it and someone hasn't paid, I just kick them out, bro. I don't really care, because then it just looks like you're taking a piss. But then if you're respectful enough to message me and say, "Oh, my shit didn't auto renew," of course I'll keep your spot, bro. A lot of people like to just do it sneakily, get like an extra month, because I rarely check it. Be honest with you, I rarely check it. Tom Lee expects a choppy October. By the end of the year, he thinks S&P will hit 6,000. Note that the strong job market is generally good. Also, the fact that China, yeah, that's also true. But I do think October will be choppy just based on the war and because of the election, uncertainty. So is people are scared to buy. I can see that happening. S&P could go higher. But then you don't really want the S&P to go higher now in the short term, because then we just get an early right translated cycle, and no one really wants an early right translated cycle. I'd rather just go through a hard landing, and then just have a super cycle. But you have to think blockchain. The good jobs market, is all for the election. So you have to think logically as well. Everyone knows the jobs market right now is bullshit. But we have to go with the data that's there, because that's the data the Fed is going to go off. So if the Fed is looking at unemployment come down and payroll has gone up, non-farm payroll has gone up, and there's more jobs available, then they're just not going to cut heavy, are they? They're going to cut less. So most likely in November, unless we get the everything revised and the next month comes in bearish, the Fed will most likely just cut 25 basis point in November and 25 basis point in December. And the market will pump, but it won't pump as aggressively as it did initially. But then, because of the uncertainty, like I said, of who's going to win the election, people are not going to buy, because if one's pro crypto and one's very bad for crypto, if Camilla wins, I think the market will sell off aggressively. And then eventually, when QE starts, then everything's going to pump again. But if Trump wins, I think we can have a decent pump in the short term. But then then most likely the Democrats will, they'll probably revise everything and start fucking up the economy before they leave, and then just leave Trump to deal with it. That's what I think is gonna happen. So either way, we're gonna have a choppy October, bro. Don't listen to these people that's telling you October is gonna go up 100%, 50%, 30% in Bitcoin. It doesn't work like that, bro. We're in a business cycle. We're not in a, even though we're in a halving year, but this hasn't played out like a halving year. There's too many headwinds for us to clear. It is slowly getting cleared, but we have to wait for the Fed to go into QE in order to say that everything will pump aggressively. Based AI and Pepe coin, they're correlated, my friend. So if you stake Pepe coin, you get based AI airdrop to you. So it is. I don't know how they're correlated, but they're the same token. One's a meme. It's like a meme coin, AI coin. What's your view on Fala there, Tony? I don't really like Fala, bro. I don't like Fala. I already talked about Fala like 2 days ago, yesterday's live stream. Oh, if a recession starts, yeah, obviously, but if a recession starts, then crypto doesn't really mean shit. This is why, like, when you see gold consistently breaking out, it's like a risk off metric. People that buy gold is like they're hedging against inflation, against a recession. So as gold goes higher, that's like to me, it's always been a trigger point, because if you look at it back in March when gold broke out again, is from that was a good indicator for the top for me. That's why I always look at is gold. Gold, when gold goes higher, you have to think something is up with the economy. People are the smart money, the billionaires, they're going into gold for cover, because then when the shit goes, when everything goes down to shits, gold is likely to dump less. So if people buy gold here and now it's up here and it comes crashing down, they'll be broke even rather than be at a loss. You see the point? It's why gold continuously going higher. It's because gold is always, a place of safety. Bitcoin's not a place of safety. If we get a recession, do you think money is going to flow into Bitcoin? Fuck no, bro. Bitcoin's going to get crashed down to shits. It's going to go into the silvers, the golds. That's where it's going to go to. What does the yellow color on your chart means? What yellow color, my friend? I don't see no yellow. You're talking about the blue color. What yellow color are you talking about? There's no yellow color anywhere. That blue color is the Fed's balance sheet. I've learned from G's streams about economics in school. That's actually true, Solflex, It's actually true. But the economy is very important to crypto, bro. It's very important. That's why you have to learn it. Whales are waiting to buy until yeah, that's what I think as well, Ivo. I think, like I said, if Camilla wins, I think they'll have a massive sell-off in the market. And if Trump wins, we're gonna have a pump short term, but then there's a very likely chance they're gonna start manipulating the data to fuck up the entire market and just leave Trump to deal with it. These guys don't like each other, bro. So of course they're gonna do stupid stuff like that. Because then they're only gonna be in office 2 more months, and then no one's gonna care. It's gonna be Trump's problem to deal with now. No, bro. It's not that I think too deep, Alexa. It's literally is they are stupid for selling Bitcoin because they sold it very, very low, and then it ended up pumping like 15% extra. But they are stupid for selling it. But then you have to think the German economy is fucked. They've been in a recession for a long time, so they probably needed the money. They're paying like triple the price or double the price for the gas they could have got for the Russia. From they're getting it from America now, like double the price. So they're just stupid, bro. Ori is okay, my friend. Ori will do okay. I think Ori will still do okay, yes. Andy, you can grab an initial position now, my friend. Like a small percent, like 30% of what you're going to buy. Grab it now. CryptoG, I think Sensei needs more exchange listings. Yeah, they will get more exchange listings, my friend. They will. They will get KuCoin and they will get Bybit. Those are the 2 exchange listings they said they're going to get. When new spots for VIP? I'll probably open up 2 more spots later today. 2 more spots I'll open up because I kicked 2 people out. So then I'm going to replace them too. I'll have 2 spots available after this. Top 5 AI coins in October: Alt, Sensei, AI Tech, AGI. And the fifth coin is, there's 2 tokens I like. One of them is based AI. I do like based AI. The other one, in terms of AI, is if they fix their tokenomics, which they're in the process of doing. They haven't done it just yet. But these guys are in the process of fixing the tokenomics. As soon as the tokenomics is done, we'll have a look at it and see how it looks. I think a lot of people basically didn't buy this token anymore just based off the tokenomics. But it seems recently they've decided to change it. So then they're going to unlock, all the early investors token, either vest it for, lock it up for 12 months and then unlock it 1 year linear, or they're going to unlock most of it and then burn the rest. So they'll unlock most of the tokens like 30% at once, and then the I think the rest of the tokens get burnt. So we have to see which one they go with, and this hasn't been decided just yet. So we could see the market cap go slightly higher, maybe, I don't know, 12 million, 13 million, which is still fine. But then they're also going to burn a lot of tokens. So both, if they lock the tokens, all the early investors lock their tokens for an extra 10 months, then it's going to be very bullish. So there's like 3 AI coins I like. I'll just have to see which one does better in the short term And then, if EMC also fixes the tokenomics and it looks good, then this is also a very good token because, if you look at the market cap is 7 million, they might have actually fixed it. I don't know. But then the fully diluted now is only 10x away. Before it was way worse. Let me have a look. They might have fixed it. But these guys got like 15 million or some shit funding recently. And now they've got a 1 millionth hacker fund to basically make some good products on the chain. That's another good thing they're doing right now. But they managed to get a massive funding from Polygon Ventures and another company. They also partnered with GT Protocol as well recently. But where is it gone? They got a massive. I don't know how much it was. I think it was like 20 million funding. So where is it gone? Where's it gone? Hurry up, man. There he is. 20 million. They raised 20 million from Amber and Polygon Ventures and a few other companies down here. So these guys are heavily back now. They got a lot of funding. They don't need to dump their tokens. These are the 3 tokens I'm currently looking at. And I'll decide which one is better to invest into depending on how it goes. At the moment, I haven't decided yet. But all 3 are very good tokens. They just got issues. And unless they resolve their issues, I'll never buy them. Brian T, how you doing, bro? Happy Chirply. Oh yeah, Chirply as well is another good AI coin. Chirply is also very good. It's just degen. Like I can't really put, I wouldn't tell people to buy large amounts of Chirply just because of how degen it is. It's low in market cap, bro. It can do very well. At the same time, it could probably do like a 20, 30x, or it could do a 50x. Because look how low the market cap is. Only like 4 million market cap. Almost 100% in circulation. They got good volume, good exchanges, Bybit, Mexi. If they get a few more exchanges, which is probably going to get it because they got massive funding from Binance Labs, this is still a good token. I hold this in my portfolio, by the way, guys. I do hold this. I just don't talk about it too much, but I do hold it in my portfolio, and I think it can do very well. Yes, Ivor, there is a big unlock, yes. And Carrot will do well as well. If you look at it market cap wise, I don't know how much is going to be after unlock, and let it sell off, then buy Ivor. Let it sell off first. Very unlikely we'll get a recession, bro. Like there will be some sort of scares, but then you could say some people say we've already been in a recession. That's the thing. But then when everyone starts talking about it, that's when the market drops. But then by the time they announce it, the market's already bottomed. So then when the market just drops randomly because of recession fears, but then they announce it, like they normally announce it a week or 2 after. By the time they announce it, the market's already bottomed out. Most things already bottom out literally like on average 14 days in advance. So then there could be a scenario where the markets drop significantly because of some sort of scare, something has happened. But then and then people don't know it's a recession announcement, and then 2 weeks later they go on media, everyone's talking about recession. By that time the market's already bottomed out and they're probably recovering now. So that's the way you have to think of it. Where do you keep I keep my assets on cold wallets and Trust Wallet and some of these other wallets. I don't keep on exchanges. I only keep lower amounts that I'm buying, and then if for example, if I want to accumulate a coin, I'll keep it on Mexi. Once I'm done accumulating, I'll move it over. I don't keep it on there. You have to keep on a cold wallet, Tangent, Trezor. Yeah, I got a Trezor. I need to get a Tangent, but I don't have one. Oh, did they? Fair play. Don't ever keep everything on a finger, bro. My son was born, G. Really? Congratulations, Ross. I'm very happy for you, Ross. Well, bro, that's What do you mean Mike is no good? Hi, is Hi trolling? Is my mic shit? Mike is not good. Is my mic shit or no? Is he trolling? But Russ, congratulations, my friend. I'm very happy for you, bro. That's very good. I actually forgot about that, you know. The 2 new spots. Can I get one spot? Message me, bro. Message me on Telegram. I'll open the spots for you guys. Congratulations, bro. Your mic's gone. Hi, bro. Hi. What are you trolling for, bro? I'm gonna order a new mic anyways. I'm gonna get a legit mic. This is not a bad mic, but yeah, I think you can get way more expensive ones. I might see Sensei reach 0.6, 0.7 range. It completely escalates. I hope so. If it does, then bro, I don't think it's ever gonna come down to those ranges ever, bro. Those ranges, you've missed the boat. You know, if you waited for those ranges, it's somewhere it's not gonna happen, bro. Just accumulate when it goes below 0.13. Walaikum salam, Amison. How you doing, bro? Congratulations, brother. Oh, you're at the hospital right now? Fucking hell, bro. You got more important things to watch the stream, Russ. What a G, bro. You're a real one, Russ. A real one. I was thinking, bro, yesterday I was on a stream and I was thinking Russ should wake up anytime now. But it seems that you were busy, bro. But congratulations, buddy. What do you think will lead Ondo or Mantra? Bro, Mantra is weird because I've heard some bad things about Mantra, even though it's done very, very well. Because it's the only layer one of the few layer ones on for RWA. I think if both of these decided to pump facts, I think both of this is an indicator for RWA. So you know, I think Ondo and Mantra will be the indicators. I think they're the highest cap ones. That's true, Pooh. Actually, that's actually true, buddy. I think at one point I didn't even have 80 members. That's actually true. 50 members. Oh, you've been stuck here for a few days. Yeah, that's how it is normally, bro. 2026 bear market, best time to accumulate for 2019 life changing gains. What do you think? I think so, cool guy. I think the best thing to do is I think the best time generally, you know, historically to buy is when Bitcoin drops anywhere between 60 to 70%. If you see Bitcoin dropping 50, anywhere between 55 to 70%, you know, sometimes it goes down a bit more, but on average, if it gets between 60 to 70%, I would start accumulating at that range because you have to think, you know, if you look at the Bitcoin's history, every single bear market is dropped, you know, 60 to 80% between those two ranges. So as soon as it goes between those two ranges, you start accumulating. Bro said we're still in 2024, slow down. We need to get a bull market first, boys. See, so G, you believe crypto repeat itself? I think it repeats itself, yeah. Well, it's not really that crypto repeats itself. It's that it's just how monetary policy is. So then what the economy and what inflation and what everything, you know, the whole system is made to do. It's just crypto is part of the system. So then, you know, this is what generally happens in, you know, in the world economy. You have the Fed tends to print too much, you know, the governments print too much, and then eventually everything gets inflated and everything turns into a bubble, and the bubble pops, and then everything crashes, and then the bubble repeats itself again. So you have these times in a fiat currency is made to have these collapses. So then a fiat currency over the 100 years collapses, and then something else takes over. That's just how it is. You know, we've had so many different currencies throughout the years. The French currency, the British pound. Now we have the dollar, but the dollar is overdue for a collapse. The only thing that's holding the dollar up is the US economy and the US military force. Eventually, that will change as well. So then this whole system is made to crash and go back up because the only thing they can do is print. And this entire market is a game of leverage. So then, as they print more, risk assets has to be leveraged enough to go up to how much money is being printed. So if you look at the M2 money supply throughout the years, it's very, very correlated to risk assets because it gets leveraged to go higher in order to meet the amount of money being supplied. It's just a high game of inflation. You know, as more money gets printed, risk assets gets inflated. That's all it is. So eventually, like I said, it's a big bubble that will pop. But realistically, you normally have an explosive move before everything pops. But we are very close to that, though. Very close, I would say. It's we are well overdue for a world war. Number one, we're well overdue for a world war. We're well overdue for a massive crash. It's gonna happen at some point. It genuinely happens at some point. A lot of people predicted it this year. They could delay it to next year, but it will happen at some point for sure. Do you think we might have another leg up? Let's say December to March, then a correction to a final leg November, and one more leg. It could be possible. Look, inflation now has been more or less dealt with. The likely chances of inflation coming back will probably take like a year to affect the economy. So if they print too much now, this is the thing. This is why I tell you guys, if we don't get a big crash at the end of the year, then it's very unlikely that we'll have some sort of super cycle. We need the crash in order to have a super cycle. Otherwise, we'll just have a normal cycle. You won't make the crazy, crazy amounts of money you can make if we get a crash. This is why the crash is important, because if you crash, the Fed will print way more than they'll print normally. If we don't get a crash and we get a normal landing, the Fed might print 2 trillion. They might print a bit more, but that the people think the COVID scenario it doesn't happen all the time. That's very rare. The Fed just never just going to print 10 trillion in the space of 2 weeks. Those happen during emergencies, during collapses, and we need something like that to happen in order to have a super cycle. So when people keep calling this a super cycle, it doesn't mean nothing, bro. Just because institutions are in, institutions don't put the whole fucking portfolio in Bitcoin, do they? Or in crypto. They put a small percentage. Yes, we'll have a bigger cycle, but then if the reason 2020 cycle was so massive because the Fed printed 10 trillion in 2 weeks. So if you don't get some sort of crash at the end and the Fed has to come to the rescue, we are not going to get a super cycle. That's just how it is, bro. So when we have these people calling for 200k Bitcoin, it's not going to happen unless we have a massive crash, because then the Fed will have to come and come to the rescue and print large amounts to save the economy. So if they don't do that and we don't get a crash sometime in the next, December, January, then we're not going to have a super cycle, bro. They'll come to the rescue, maybe print a few trillion, 2 trillion. We'll have a pump, and then it'll just be a normal cycle, bro. That's it. When does QE start? QE start when the Fed decides to start, bro. At the moment, they're still in QT. They'll probably do it soon, though. Maybe within this year, I think they'll do it. Thinking to rotate out my free West performers in my portfolio and get into something else, or Octa or Lithium D thoughts. I wouldn't buy Octaspace, my friend. Octaspace is not worth the investment. But I think the rest can do well, yes. Lithium can do well, Alt will do well, and DEAI will do well, yes. I think all three of those will do well. But just Octaspace, I wouldn't buy it, bro. I wouldn't touch Octaspace, bro. I think MicroStrategy could do well, I think a lot of people was investing into MicroStrategy because of Bitcoin. If people are bullish on Bitcoin, will invest into MicroStrategy. I think if you like stocks, MicroStrategy is a good one. But then it will dump when Bitcoin dumps. That's the thing. You have to be wary of that as well. My son's first words were "little as his ass," but why did you buy that shit? Sold my tree as an ML to break even to get all insensitive. That's a very good move, buddy. If you're broke even on tree as an ML, well, get rid of that shit, bro. ML is, I don't even know if it's pumping or not, but ML is terrible, man. ML is awful. Why? Because people keep looking at the price action. If you look at the price action, this went to almost $1. Let's say you reached $1, right? So if you buy it now, you're like fucking 6x away, 5 or 6x away, whatever. So you have to think. But then people don't realize is if you look at the market cap, it's only 5x away or 4.5x away. So this went to almost $50 million in market cap. I think the real market cap is a lot higher. That one's not right. So if you go mid layer on here, the real market cap for this project right now is 25 million, almost $25 million in market cap. For this to go back to its all-time highs, it will be approximately a 2x. Keep in mind, but then if you look at the price is massive, right? Big difference in price. But then in terms of, you know, in terms of market cap, is 2x away. Yeah, DAI pumps too much, but I wouldn't touch it now though. I would wait for a pullback before I buy that. It pumps with the market, it dumps with the market. So if the market turns bearish now, DAI will get destroyed. But just grab an initial anything, bro. Gee, can you swap right from a tangent? Do you need to move it to a sex first, or do you pay a gas on tangent? You have to pay gas to move it, my friend. You have to pay gas. You're better off using Mexi to swap. You're better off using Mexi to stop. Send it to an exchange, and then because then the tangent stuff is fucking retarded prices. BDP crypto made a deep. I'm aware of it. I'll probably watch it. I'll watch it. What the fuck? Yo, Bitcoin's flying. What the fuck is my shit bugging? It just told me Bitcoin reached 63K and then just dumped to shits. My Qcoin's bugging. 106 likes today. Damn, thank you guys. I didn't even know I was on 100 likes. But did Bitcoin just hit 63K and dump? Oh, my Qcoin just bugging out. Yeah, my Qcoin is bugging out. I'll have a look at it, but boys, appreciate you guys. I think I'll call it. I think I'll wrap it up here, bro. I need to go to the toilet. I need a piss. So I'll wrap it up here. I think I drank too much water. I will see you guys potentially on Tuesday. I think Tuesday will be the next live stream. Is this sitting at? Bro, my Qcoin is bugging out. But yeah, my only coin I'm invested heavy is Sensei. I think that's a good move, bro. Like I said, Sensei will get KuCoin listing and they'll get a Bybit listing, and I think those exchanges are very fundamentally good. You know, if they got Mexi already, they got Base, ARB, and they've got Ethereum, you know, on the decks. So people that can't access those exchanges. Oh, I got 9.1 subs as well. Damn, I was like 5-6 subs away. That's pretty good, that is. I appreciate all you guys, bro. 9.1 subs, soon 10K, bro. Yo, Miffy, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You're bugging out, bro. Bro said you ate that stream slay. Parcel 30x. I don't think it will do a 30x now. I think it'll do like a 10 to 20x. That's my base case for it. BF, bro, appreciate you, bro. Honestly, I appreciate you. How does let's say you make 20K, gas fees $150. Bro, no one's gonna care. Listen, if you make 200K on a coin, like who the fuck's gonna care if you pay $100-$200 in gas fees? Let's be honest, bro. Like, don't you like, bro? I know you don't even, but 150 gas fees is quite a lot. But still, like, if you make 50K, 60K, are you really gonna give a fuck that you made? You know, you're gonna care that you pay 100-200 gas fees? I don't think you're gonna care, bro. You just made 50 grand. Steve, fuck it, bro. You're a soldier for staying up this late, bro. Appreciate you, my friend. I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. Yeah, 10K. I'll upgrade the mic. Bro. I'm gonna order a new mic. I don't know what the fuck happens to this shit. I'm gonna order a wireless one, bro, so I don't have to deal with the wire. But I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'll maybe post a video. I might make a tier list tomorrow for gaming, and then I'll go live on Tuesday. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you're from. I'll see you guys very soon.